Shadow, we've got a stalker. I know, it's crazy. He thinks he knows what we do, where we live, when we breathe, how often we go to the toilet. Yes, he knows everything. So you better be on your best behavior. He's got surveillance on you. It's weird, isn't it, little one? This person thinks he knows everything about you and me, but we can't see him. Oh, I know. Okay, don't worry about it because we're about to address the problem. This is an example of someone who is close-minded, who lives off assumptions, who probably lives in his mum's garage, and I want to go as far as to say that he's a waste of space on earth. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I will never, ever live my life for Shadow. It's not realistic, it's not healthy for me or for him. I need to take care of my well-being first before I can look after him, and that includes earning an income and going to yoga. I don't exactly have a social life. I'm not even ashamed to say that. Some of you may know when I do go out, I take him with me as much as possible. And that may mean when I choose to arrange brunches or lunches or dinners with anyone, I choose to sit outside so that my dog can also join us. Obviously, if the people that I'm with are happy with it, and 10 out of 10 times they're happy with it. My close friends know how much Shadow means to me and the importance of him being with me at all times. I'm very thankful how accommodating and understanding my friends are. That's probably something I haven't told them face to face. But it really just makes that process much easier for me when I can also enjoy being with people and have my dog there. Like, that is my ideal life situation. I'm proud to say that on the weekends especially, that is my life. I'm able to take him with me the entire weekends. I take him with me literally everywhere as long as it says that dogs are allowed on lead. There's absolutely no question or hesitation about that rule for me. You will see that in my day in the life of Shadow videos, that he is with me at all times doing the most random things, like going to a noodle market. You know, places where you don't see a lot of dogs. I would admit it is quite sad that I've chosen to not have, I would say, a social life, but this is the life that I chose, and I'm very happy with where I'm putting my energy and time into. I'm also very flattered that he thinks I'm out and about all the time. I mean, that just shows social media does work. You know, you can easily trick people into thinking that you're always out, you're always doing something, you've got a great social life. Let's talk about the house and the way they live, the housing situation, shall we say, because for some reason a lot of people are very interested in this house that we're in. It may not be obvious, but we are in a house. It's not an apartment, it's not a unit, it's not a hotel, it's a proper house, and it's quite large, which it's a pain when you vacuum, but we've got 2 large dogs, so massive house, dogs, you know, it really does go together. On top of that, this might really surprise you, but we live in a house with people. People! There's more than just me here. And fortunately, one of them don't work. So this really does work out for me. I'm gonna be very blunt and honest here. I think our dogs are extremely spoiled, especially when I'm not around, which is annoying. They have at least one person with them when I'm not home, and I'm very proud to say that if by any chance Shadow is left if Shadow is left home alone, which can we all just point out here, like, I've got your attention. It is very, very normal that a dog is home alone. Like, I don't know if this is shocking to some people. No dog in the world will have human interaction 24/7 for their entire lifespan. Like, just think about that sentence. Even saying it, I'm like mind blown. So I'm very proud to say that he's actually relatively well behaved when he is left home alone. He's got plenty of water. Our water here in New Zealand is like top notch. He's got balls for days and toys that he can entertain himself with. also, I don't really want to admit this, but he did dig. We have found different ways and measures to prevent that because that's not very ideal, but he loves to dig, and that's how he really entertains himself when, you know, once in a blue moon that he's left alone for an hour. This next part really grinds my gears. This person is literally telling me what kind of dog I should have or shouldn't have. Like, sorry, who are you? Like, hold up, who are you to tell me how I live my life, what I do, and who Shadow? He needs to get knocked out in the head and actually wake up, because Shadow is not abused, he's not neglected, he has a fantastic life, because I decided when I got him that I was going to provide him with the best life that he could have, along with his condition, his hip dysplasia, and everything else that it comes with. He definitely has such a great life. I'm extremely flattered though, because he's calling me a young girl, and that's really what I want to be. Like, I would love it if people actually just believed in real life, you know, that I'm as young as he thinks I am. But the truth is, I'm a grown adult. One of the reasons why I love sharing our experiences and what Shadow gets up to, what I choose to do with him, and all of that publicly on YouTube, is because there are so many misconceptions and judgments and assumptions with people like myself who, for some reason in society, don't look like they can look after a dog, who don't look like they have time for a dog like a German Shepherd, who don't look like they can provide a German Shepherd with the best life that he can have. There is only so much that I can do, and hopefully by me sharing little snippets of our lives out there publicly, it shows, even to one person, that it is possible, you know? And I'm gonna be real, I don't even think it was possible in my mind that I would be able to look after a dog. But the unconditional love that I have for him has changed me to a completely different person than I was before I had a dog. It's been a positive change. There are things that I've done for him, or that I do, that surprises myself. I never thought I would care and love something so much in my life. I love the feeling that I get, and if I didn't have him, I don't think I would have experienced this. Very lastly, as I close up this topic, everybody, including this man who is wasting our oxygen and water on Earth, you're all watching a 10 to 20 minute video of what Shadow gets up to over a 2 to 3 day period. Is that really hard to understand? Like, does no one actually get that? If you go through any of my day in the life videos, you will see it's about 10 to 20 minutes of actual just what I choose to show. You are seeing what I want you to see. I'm not showing you a 48-minute surveillance footage of his life. You know, I use an equipment like this, my iPhone, to film when I please. So I choose the time when I film, I choose when I film, I choose how I film, I choose the angles, I do it all myself on this phone. And then I use another equipment like this to edit and cut out bits that I don't want to show. You're not seeing every single thing. You're not even seeing close to 10% of his life, of my life, of Kano's life, of anyone's life that I share on YouTube. So your assumptions go out the door completely. You don't know us. You will never know us. You don't know what I do. You don't know how we live. You just completely are a waste of space on Earth. The rumors and assumptions about my life and my dog's life are unwanted. What is the thing called around his mouth? I'd like to see a video breaking down your feed and how much it usually costs for your dogs. So the collar around his mouth is actually a Halti collar. I've got a bunch of these. They look like this. This one is actually broken. So Shadow chewed through this one when he hates it. If there is one thing that I recommend when it comes to pulling and having your dog on lead, I would honestly say invest in like 50 of these. Maybe not 50, I'm exaggerating, but you know, invest in one of these. I use it, I would say, every single time that we go out. This isn't a muzzle, and a lot of people get it wrong. They think that my dog has a muzzle on. Shadow can eat, drink, bite, whatever he wants to do with this on. The only thing that it's useful for is to divert his attention when he pulls, and that's something that we've had an issue with quite a bit. He does pull, he's very strong, he gets very excited when we're out, and I'm a tiny person, so I need full control of him, and the way I do it is through a Helty. I've only been using this for, I would say religiously, for about close to half a year now. I used it on and off before that, but this has helped tremendously with his pulling and him just understanding that when he's got a lead on, he's not going anywhere. Like, he needs to be by me and not, you know, try to walk faster than me. So it's called a Helty color. I highly, highly, highly recommend these. They're affordable. They are literally like sent from heaven for me because his pulling was a serious issue. How much does it usually cost? This is a very, very open-ended question and answer as well, because, you know, Shadow and any other German Shepherd will cost completely different, and it's really dependent on the owner, because there are a varying degree of things that you can provide for your dog. And for me, who is, you know, I'm very intense on what I want for him, and I want the best for him, which means I blow money like no other when it comes to my dog. So when people do ask me this, I give a very conservative answer just to keep it more realistic. I never want to say that I spend too much on Shadow, because he is literally like the most important thing to me, and I'm willing to spend as much as I can on him. Like I said, I want the best for him. He's got insurance. If you've got a pet, you know, like a dog, cat, hedgehog, dolphin, whatever you have, I think insurance is really important, especially because accidents do happen. Shadow got into a pretty major accident when he was a puppy, a very little puppy, and yeah, let me just say insurance was a blessing. In terms of food, there are so many different prices for food out there. You can get the cheapest of cheaps, you can get the most expensives of expensives. I mean, you know, dogs are going to survive off either part of the spectrum. It really just depends on what you decide or choose to feed them. I do believe, however, that raw food, a raw diet is more expensive than like kibble, you know, and that's just my experience. But that doesn't hold me back from feeding him raw. This is like a whole different video. I've got a video on what I feed him step by step into very minute detail that I would say go watch that. Be prepared to spend a lot on your dog if you do plan on getting one. I think preparation is the most important. If it means a lot to you, save a lot of money for it. I would save money before I go and buy a dog, and that's what I did. I did save. I had money aside that I knew if anything happened that I would use that to help Shadow. I know this video wasn't exactly me answering a bunch of different questions, but it was important for me to address something that was going on that was completely false and so bizarre. I know if Shadow could talk, he would be like, yes, Vanessa, go and smack this man in the face because he's delusional. I hope this video has cleared some things up, and I definitely feel much better right now in this space that I have verbally expressed how I feel and what I think about the entire situation. I love doing these frequently asked questions. They're actually really fun, and it gets me really thinking about Shadow and what I do with him and what he does, and you know, like just our life in general. I love doing these videos. I will see you in my next one. Bye. That's why I got completely naked before. I was just getting ready for my... I swear to God, there is no difference.